The Sanguinor, also known as the Exemplar of the Host, is a mysterious and enigmatic entity closely associated with the Blood Angels Space Marine chapter. Named in honour of Sanguinius, the Blood Angels' revered and martyred Primarch, the Sanguinor's origins are shrouded in mystery. Despite extensive speculation by the chapter's librarians and numerous Imperial scholars well versed in Astartes lore, concrete information about the Sanguinor remains elusive. The Sanguinor is known to manifest during the Blood Angels' times of dire need, particularly in the heart of battle. To many battle brothers of the chapter, he is little more than a myth, a figure of legend, as few survive the brutal engagements where he appears. However, the initiates of the Blood Angels Reclusium know otherwise. They have meticulously recorded his appearances over the centuries, maintaining detailed accounts of his interventions. The Sanguinor's heroic deeds are unquestionable, yet his origin and true identity have been subjects of intense debate. Within the Blood Angels Chapter Council, there are differing opinions. Some argue that the Sanguinor is a manifestation of Sanguinius' noble spirit, embodying the Primarch's virtue and purity that counterbalanced his darker tendencies. This aspect of Sanguinius, they believe, was lost to the chapter when he was slain by Horus aboard the War Master's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit, during the climactic moments of the Siege of Terra. The Sanguinary Guard, the elite warriors of the Blood Angels, do not believe that the Sanguinor is their Primarch Sanguinius. Instead, they hold that he is Azkaelon, the original founder of the Sanguinary Guard, who has been preserved beyond time by the divine will of the Emperor. The legend of the Sanguinor has grown so immense that it extends beyond the Blood Angels chapter, contributing to the unease that certain factions within the Imperium feel towards the Blood Angels. The Inquisition's savants have their own theories regarding the Sanguinor. Some suggest that he is a psychic construct, born of the warp, created by the collective desires and needs of the Blood Angels when they are under extreme duress. Others believe that he is an empiric manifestation of a darker nature. This theory feeds into the concerns of some Inquisition members who suspect that the Blood Angels are teetering on the brink of mutation, corruption, and potential heresy. Regardless of these theories, the Sanguinor remains an honoured and integral part of the Blood Angels' heritage. He is as essential to their identity as servants of the Emperor, as their other traditions and rituals. In times of darkness and woe, the Sanguinor stands as a revered figure of hope and inspiration for the chapter. The origins of the Sanguinor are shrouded in mystery, but the Blood Angels have proposed two credible possibilities. The first theory suggests that the Sanguinor is the last surviving member of the Blood Angels' Sanguinary Guard from the Horus Heresy, Azkaelon. This theory, however, seems implausible, even considering the extended lifespans granted to Space Marines by their genetic enhancements. The second, and more widely accepted possibility, theorises that when the Primarch Sanguinius was slain by Horus, his soul split into two parts. The half, filled with anguish, pain and doubt over his actions, became the source of the flaws that plague the Blood Angels to this day. The other half, embodying nobility and righteousness, formed the Sanguinor within the Immaterium. Regardless of his true origin, the Blood Angels of the present day view the Sanguinor's appearance as a harbinger of hope and a sign of the Emperor's divine will. The role of the Sanguinor began during the tumultuous days of the heresy, following the horrific events of the Battle of Calth and the Dropsite massacre of Istvan V. During this time, Primarch Guilliman of the Ultramarines faced a dire situation. The word-bearers had summoned a massive warp storm known as the Ruin Storm, which extinguished the light of the Astronomicon across half of the galaxy. This catastrophic event cut Guilliman and his forces off from the rest of the Imperium, leaving them unable to ascertain whether the Emperor of Mankind still lived or if terror had fallen to the traitors. In response, Guilliman implemented the ultimate contingency plan, the creation of a second Imperium, known as Imperium Secundus, to ensure the survival of the Emperor's dream of a united mankind. Due to the Ruin Storm, warp travel became erratic and perilous. The powerful warp turbulences made navigation dangerous, and the occlusion of the Astronomicon's light rendered navigators nearly blind. Amidst this chaos, the legend of the Sanguinor began to take shape, embodying hope and resilience during one of the darkest periods in the history of the Imperium. Macragge stood as a rare beacon of hope amidst the Ruin Storm, thanks to a Xenos artifact known as the Pharos, located beneath the largest peak on the world of Sotha. This artifact emitted a powerful psychic beacon that lit up Macragge, making it a navigational haven in the otherwise darkened galaxy. The light of the Pharos drew many remnants of the shattered legions, the pitiful few loyalist survivors of the Dropsite massacre of Istvan V, to the relative safety of Macragge. It also attracted the expeditionary fleet of the 1st Legion, led by Lion L. Johnson, which had been crusading in the Thramas system. Recognising the need for a strong leader for the newly proposed Imperium Secundus, Rabute Guilliman suggested that Lion L. Johnson take on the role of regent. However, with the arrival of their brother Sanguinius and his Blood Angels Legion from their disastrous campaign in the Cygnus cluster, Guilliman saw a better candidate. Ultimately, Guilliman convinced the reluctant Sanguinius to rule as the regent of Imperium Secundus. Sanguinius, with his noble qualities and embodiment of the Emperor's ideals, was deemed more suitable for the role than either Guilliman or the Lion. With Sanguinius acting as regent, there was a constant fear of assassination, especially since agents of War Master Horus had already made an attempt on Rabute Guilliman's life. To protect Sanguinius, he was kept from making public appearances. Azkaelon, the leader of the Primarch's Sanguinary Guard, persuaded Sanguinius to allow a herald to speak on his behalf. Agreeing to Azkaelon's proposal, 10 Sanguinary Guard members were chosen to draw lots, with 2 lots marked in blood. The 8 who did not draw the lots were dismissed. The 2 remaining members, Alatron and Haratial, then had their lots placed in a grail, and 1 was drawn at random. Alatron was selected. To ensure the anonymity of Sanguinius' new herald and to prevent any enemy infiltration, Azkaelon executed Haratial. He then drew a white-hot, artificer-crafted helm shaped to resemble Sanguinius' face from a fire and placed it upon Alatron's head. This act seared the helm to Alatron's flesh, permanently concealing his identity and transforming him into the Sanguinor. It remains unknown whether Alatron survived the heresy, or what role he played after Sanguinius' death at the hands of Horus during the Siege of Terra. Similarly, it is unclear if the current Sanguinor is the same being as the original, or a new phenomenon entirely unrelated to the Sanguinor who served as the herald of Sanguinius during the heresy.